Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Devils and Gods Country. I am one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. This is my lovely, talented, wonderful co-host, Miss Allie Jackson. Say hi, Miss Allie.
Hi.
Um, tonight's show was supposed to be an open mic night. We posted some links for folks to join us. Um, and jump in here and share their opinions and thoughts with us. And we may have some folks jump in throughout the night. I mean, we got an hour for the show, so there, we could have some stragglers coming in later. We'll just see what happens. In the meantime, we just have multiple different little random issues that we felt like discussing, and we didn't want to focus on any one thing. I know it's Memorial Day. A lot of people had a long day, done a lot of stuff. Probably not going to watch the show tonight. I get you. That's all good. You're probably out barbecuing, having some burgers and dogs, and doing the Memorial Day thing. And that's cool. Respect that. So didn't figure we'd have a big viewership tonight. We didn't want to focus on necessarily atheists and foxholes or anything necessarily relevant to Memorial Day or trample on people's ideas of nationalism or whatnot. So we just decided we'll deal with just some random horse shit that's been pissing us off. And I'm gonna let Allie start us off because I have not gotten a good drink in me yet. Well, not enough. I've gotten about 3 in me, so I'm gonna have another one. I'm gonna let Allie start us off, and she can tell us what's been pissing her off lately.
Yeah, so a lot's been pissing me off lately. Sorry that I wasn't here last week. Everyone, that my son was sick and in the hospital. And it's hard. It's really hard when you've got a sick kid and a kid who's been sick since birth, especially for a couple of reasons. One, every day you worry. Every single day you worry what's going to happen today, what's going to happen this week, what's going to happen this month. How are we going to be able to get through it? How am I going to be able to support him? And, it kind of becomes normal, right? And it's kind of a rough thing when a child's illness becomes normal to you, and people ask you, hey, how have you been? You're like, I'm fantastic. I've got this going on, that going on. They're like, how's the kids? Oh, Harrison's in the hospital. He's in the hospital. How are you? Fantastic. And it's like, well, been there, done that. Like, I know he's getting taken care of. This isn't anything new to us. I've been going through this for 9 years now. So, I know to let my worries kind of go for the most part with a lot of the issues that arise. And so people kind of think you're a shitty mother. And that happens. It kind of sucks. Last week, I profusely apologized to Casper because I didn't have anyone to stay up there with Harrison. And he's like, you got to take care of your family. And I'm like, well, yes. Yes, and I want to. I don't mean to sound insensitive, so sorry they can't be on the show or anything when my kid's in the hospital, but it's one of those things where it gets normalized to you, and you know that he's going to get taken care of. They're doing a good job, and that he's going to be okay. So when the situation gets like that, it's hard. It's hard when people look at you like you're weird. But other parents who have a sick kid and who's been sick their entire life, which I don't consider my son a sick kid, but as a kid with a chronic condition, you kind of understand what it means to kind of let some things go, and you got to focus on yourself sometimes. And I know that sounds selfish, maybe it is, but it's true. In order to take care of others, you have to take care of yourself. So he's out though. He's out doing great. We're not sleeping regularly, so that's a lot of fun. Things that have been pissing me off scrolling through Facebook. So Lawrence Krauss, I adore and love and admire and think that he is just the most amazing person. I would put my fanaticism, I don't know, I'm drunk, of him above probably Richard Dawkins. I admire him that much. I think he's so great. And then he starts posting all this anti-Bernie shit and all this pro-Hillary shit. And today, I got fed up with it and almost quietly, silently unfollowed his page for time being because I can't even put up with it right now. Seeing old white men who don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, and his ethnicity had nothing to do with it. Nor does his gender, sorry. People who don't live paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, who support or probably never had to. I don't know his history or life story, but supporting Hillary Clinton. And it's like, if you've ever been in that situation, if you've ever been to the point where you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you've ever been in a situation where you have to decide, do I go to the doctor or do I feed my family this week? People who have been there, whether they're there now or not, doesn't matter. You support Bernie Sanders because you know that you've been there. You want people to have this health care. You don't want people to have to choose between dying or eating to survive. And what the fuck? Like, how? And it's just, yeah. So that really pissed me off because and it's another thing, another example of the atheist community, how the only thing that ties us together is purely our lack of belief in God. Everything else is totally different. But, the Hillary Clinton supporters, man, they're really pissing me off.
Yeah, I posted a little rant on my Facebook earlier this week, and I just said, okay, fuck it, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I've had enough of this fucking dog and pony show. I'm in a position where I can't vote. I do not legally have the right to vote because I was convicted of a felony, and in the state which I live in, convicted felons are not allowed to vote. I could potentially petition a court to expunge my record. Very unlikely that would happen. It takes a great deal of time and money to get that done, something I don't have. Got plenty of time, don't have a lot of money. So that's just not happening. And I don't get to vote. I don't get to have a say so in the election. That doesn't mean that I don't have a voice in the election, and I am a huge Bernie or bust supporter, and I support everybody out there that's Bernie or bust. And I understand your reasoning. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I'm sick and tired of Clinton supporters using scare tactics. Oh, well, if you don't vote for Hillary, then fucking you're voting for Trump. Like, no, I'm fucking not. I'm voting my goddamn conscience. It's the same motherfuckers it's the same argument that I get from fucking religious people telling me that, well, what if there's a hell, then you're just fucked, and you ought to fucking believe in my God because there might be a fucking hell. Are you trying to scare tactic me? Are you really trying to fucking do that? And then to think, okay, I'm a fucking atheist. I'm an ardent fucking atheist. I'm a hardened fucking atheist. I will fucking argue with any religious person out there. And then to use that same dumbass, illogical, irrational fucking bullshit argument with me when it comes to my fucking vote, a vote which I don't fucking have anymore, but which I can definitely talk about where my fucking conscience lies and where my fucking integrity lies, to tell me that, oh, you're going to fucking scare tactic me? You're going to use the same bullshit the fucking church uses on me and think that's a fucking argument that's supposed to sway me? It's not. It's not. If Trump fucking wins the election, guess who's to fucking blame? All the people that ignored all the fucking data that said Hillary can't fucking beat Trump. And the reason she can't beat him is because of people like me, because of people like Allie that are independent fucking voters. We're not fucking registered Democrats. I'm not a goddamn Democrat. I don't fucking toe a party goddamn line. This whole fucking vote blue no matter what, fuck you. I'm not goddamn blue. Okay? I'm a fucking citizen of the United States and I vote my goddamn conscience if I could fucking vote. And my wife's the same fucking way. Allie's the same fucking way. 1 million fucking 5 or 6 million people in this goddamn country are the same fucking way. I don't vote by color. I don't vote by fucking allegiance. That's the reason the fucking Republican Party still exists. That's the reason the fucking Democratic Party still exists. And the DNC are pulling the fucking bullshit they're pulling right now. And they want to tell you that fucking, oh, well, independent voters don't matter. But we need your fucking vote to make sure that we fucking beat Trump. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course you need a fucking vote to beat Trump, but you don't need our fucking vote in your primaries? You don't need our vote in the fucking caucuses? You're going to exclude us from that shit. You're going to exclude us from having a voice in fucking putting a a candidate in there that we know can fucking beat Trump, that we know has the best intentions for this country in there. You're going to exclude us from that fucking process so you can get your fucking bag of shit in a pantsuit fucking into the goddamn candidacy and running against this motherfucker when you know every fucking poll out there says she can't win. But you're going to fucking pull that bullshit, and then you're going to tell me, oh, it's my fault the fucking Trump got in there. No, it's not. It's your fucking fault. You didn't pay attention when we told you right from the fucking start, I'm here for Bernie. And if Bernie ain't in there, I'll fucking write him in. And if I can't fucking write him in, I'll vote for Jill Stein over his punk ass, over her fucking punk ass. If we're gonna put a fucking woman in office, let's put a woman in office that actually has my fucking best intentions at heart. I'm not gonna put a fucking warmongering hawk into the fucking presidency. And people are like, oh, well, she's not as bad as Trump. Oh, well, you know, voluntarily eating shit and being forced to eat shit are two different things. And of course, being forced to eat shit is worse than voluntarily eating shit on some scale. But you know what? I don't want to eat shit, period. Whether it's voluntary or forced down my fucking throat. So I'm going to go with the option of not eating shit. And if the whole fucking country gets fucked over it, Trump is what you deserve. Because you wouldn't fucking listen. You wouldn't fucking. It's not like this just cropped up. It's not like there's people that are like, oh, well, now that it looks like we can't win, now I'm Bernie or bust. No, I've been there right from the fucking start. It was like, this is the dude. I support this dude. I don't support this fucking party. I support this dude. And if this dude ain't fucking gonna be the candidate, then hey, I'll fucking write him in. And if I can't fucking write him in, then hey, I'll vote for somebody else. I'm not going to vote for fucking Trump. Of course, I'm not going to fucking vote for Trump. You know what a vote for Trump is? That's a vote for Trump. If I vote for Jill Stein, if I could vote, if I vote for Jill Stein, I voted for Jill Stein. That's what the vote is. A vote for Jill Stein is not a vote for Trump. Okay? If you want fucking Hillary to win, get her to fucking buy the goddamn election. Get her to buy the general election the way she's bought her way into the fucking candidacy. Because that's the only way she's fucking winning without independent voters. And independent voters aren't going to support it. Because we know what she's really fucking all about. Regardless of all the fucking media slant, regardless of all the bullshit, we know what she's really fucking about. We've been watching her for years and years and years. We watched her fucking husband for years and years and years. We watched her husband when we said, well, you know, it's the lesser of two evils, so we'll fucking take it. No. And we've watched all the repercussions of choosing the lesser of two evils. We've continued to watch the repercussions of that. And the fact that the fucking Republican Party could fall apart so badly that Donald Trump is the Republican nominee, and he is, there's no doubt about it. That's the Republican nominee. The fact that that party could fall apart means that, hey, damn near half the country has lost their motherfucking minds. Lost their motherfucking minds completely. And like, hell yeah, Trump. Dude, honestly, at this point, I think that's what we fucking deserve. I honestly do. I think that's what we fucking deserve, because if you've even stooped to that level of going, hey, Trump looks good, fuck it, man. Yeah, have at it, dude. Have at it. If that's where your fucking mind is gone, if that's where so many of the people in this country's minds have gone, fuck it, man. That's what we deserve. You know, we fucking earned it. And I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and go, well, you know, you got to vote Hillary because, you know, she's a shit sandwich, but she's not a fucking douche. So we got to vote for the shit sandwich because, you know, hey, it's better than a douche. No, I don't need a fucking shit sandwich or a douche. I want somebody that's gonna fucking try and fix shit. That's going to work to fix shit, that's been working to fix shit his entire fucking time in the government. That's who I want. And if we can't have that, then fuck it. I don't, you get what you fucking ask for. But I'm not fucking sacrificing my integrity just so we don't get Trump. I'm not as fucking worried about Trump as half of you motherfuckers are. I'm honestly not. You know, are we going to get some fucking shitty ass fucking appointees to the Supreme Court? Probably not. I don't believe that the fucking obstructionist Congress will appoint his fucking people to fucking the Supreme Court any quicker than they'll support, appoint Hillary's. I think they'll have to go through a fucking million goddamn loopholes to get there. I also understand that, how we vote in Congress and all these congressmen and senators that are up for re-election, that's where real change can happen. So really want to make a difference? Jump in there. Jump in there. Fucking vote your conscience on fucking the congressmen and the senators that can make a difference. It looks like we have somebody jumping in here. I know this one. Hello, Neo. How are you, sir?
Happy Memorial Day.
It is a Memorial Day.
Okay. Well, happy Memorial Day. My family was in the military, so. You got any military family?
Of course. I'm an American. Most of us do.
Yep.
Well, I know.
I was raised in a strong military family, so.
Yeah, me too. I never made it.
Yeah, I tried to go myself, but apparently a congenital heart defect disqualifies you from the military. And at this point, I'm glad I didn't make it, because
Yeah, me too.
I can't really support any of the shit that's gone on with our country. So.
At one time, I had an elderly person tell me, "Don't go into the military," and I was ready to go in. The reason I didn't go in is not because of what they told me, but they said you're going to be fighting Bush's oil war, and I said, "No, I'm not going in for that." You know. But anyway, that's another subject. I didn't go in because I got in a motorcycle accident. I was actually prepped to go. My whole family, everybody before me was ready to go. But it's kind of funny how things don't work out for you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, Neo, I've seen some of your comments on our YouTube videos and whatnot. I'm curious to how what topics you might want to discuss with us tonight. I love an open mic night, and I'm glad that we've got somebody here with us, especially someone that's been pretty vocal on our YouTube page. So, what you got on your mind tonight, Neo? What you want to talk about, buddy?
I don't remember ever going to your YouTube page, but I might have made a comment or two. But usually it's in good spirit. I try to have an open mind about things, I used to be an atheist as well, and I don't hold a grudge or anything against people that are or anything like that. My gripe is with why I used to be an atheist, not why other people are. It has nothing to do with hatred towards anybody or anything. Whatever I believe is what I believe, and at the end of the day, nobody's going to stop me from believing it. So, what you say to me tonight may have a negative or positive impact, or it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to wake up the same person tomorrow. I don't change overnight. I'm not a very trigger-happy guy. I like everything to be the same, and you might be able to say, "Oh, that's conservative," but yeah, go ahead.
No, so why were you an atheist? What was your reasoning for dropping religion for whatever time period you did?
My family wasn't over religious or anything like that. Nobody ever told me about Jesus Christ or anything, or Hinduism or Muslim or Shintoism, And I kind of had to learn it by myself, and I kind of got this whole idea early on that universalism or something like that, where everything's just kind of the same and blah, 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 and everybody's talking about the same thing and it really doesn't matter. After my motorcycle accident, I started to blame God. And I said, I hate you for doing this to me. You don't exist because you wouldn't let this happen. My
So
sisters and my family witnessed it.
So wait, you hated something that didn't exist?
Something that people told me existed.
Well, somebody who hates God is actually a maltheist, because you still believe in God in order to hate him. So there is a huge difference between a maltheist and an atheist, and a lot of people don't really know that. They assume that everyone is an atheist because they hate God, and that's just not true.
No, I'm not making that assumption. No, I'm not making that assumption. I'm talking about early on. That was one of the first things that I did was say, the first thing after my motorcycle accident was like, I was just screaming in pain. I didn't know any different, whatever it is. So and then eventually that grew into an ultimate hatred for God. Why would he do this to people like me? Why would he do this to people in wheelchairs? Why would he do this to the world? Why, that kind of stuff. And that's where the hatred kind of grew, is out of that experience that I had, and then realizing that other people have it worse than I have. And then what is he doing about it if he exists? And that kind of question. And then, it took me a long time, up until about 5 years ago, I stopped being an atheist. And it's just not, I became a Christian, but it's not like, I expect everybody to do what I did. I'm just saying that it was, I think why I hated God was for the wrong reasons.
Okay, and I totally get that. I've seen a lot of that. I see a lot of people like that. I've spoken with a lot of people like that, and I try to help them to understand that they're not actually atheists.
Right.
You've gone beyond the point of understanding that there is no force actually interacting with human beings, and you've said there's a malevolent force that's interacting with human beings. And I understand that a lot of people have traumatic experiences, and that can change your viewpoint to a great extent. Either way, it can slant you either way. It can push you away from religious belief or a spiritual feeling, and it can push you towards religious belief or a spiritual feeling. So it's very if and or but, and it's very personal for each and every person. And that's sort of the thing with religion and spirituality, is it's a very personal thing. What you believe, what you feel, what you think you've experienced, what for yourself that you've experienced versus what reality tells us. Those can be very conflicting, very different things. So it's a very personal experience for everybody. And I won't demean your personal experience. I never try to demean anyone's personal experience.
And I used to be into Dawkins, Hitchens, and everybody, man. I swear to God, sorry I used that language, but yeah, I'm just saying, I used to be into all, like, Harris, just everybody, and even the lower guys, like, I know, what's his name, Dennis, and all them other guys. But yeah, man, I used to really believe what they said. And it's not saying that what they're saying is wrong. I'm just saying that I believed in it so much that I think that I kind of lost track of myself in a way. You know what I'm saying? I started to believe what other people were saying instead of trying to understand it myself and become an empty slate and doing it by, you do you and I'm gonna do me. That sort of thing.
And that's a big problem. A lot of people actually trade out religion for an atheist sort of dogma, the sort of following of scientism, or the following of Dawkins or Hitchens or Harris, or and again, these are authors that have written brilliant works that I appreciate some of what they've said, and I disagree with a great portion of other things that they've said, especially such as Harris and his agreement with the Iraq War and stuff. Me and Harris disagree on a lot of things. Me and Dawkins disagree on a lot of things. I even disagree with Hitchens on several issues. And unfortunately, posthumously, he can't address my grievances. So I don't address them towards him. Just out of respect, he can't redress my personal problems. I do address my grievances with Dawkins, with Harris, with these people, because they're around and they're available, and you can definitely address your grievances with them. I guess my real question is, why Christianity? Why was that your fallback when you decided, there's probably a God, and you've got a little over 2,500. You've got 30,000 different Christian denominations. I'm curious as to which one you chose, and I'm curious as to why the Bible, why the Christ myth. Why was that your choice? I mean, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind talking about it, if it's a touchy subject, you're free to bow out on that one. But it's one of those things I always have to ask people who formerly challenged their beliefs, or held a different belief, or chose to duck back in to the religious scope. I'm curious as to why they go back to what they go back to. So I think Neo's a little busy right now. He's listening in, and he had some things. Okay, awesome. So yeah, hopefully you heard me.
My train of thought was that what you were talking about real quick, because I think there's this false paradigm or false dichotomy that happens when you're a Christian, so you don't know about X. See what I'm saying? And that's the thing to me, it hurts my feelings when people say that. I'm like, come on, man. I'm just like you. I understand stuff the same way you do. And I appreciate that you give me that opportunity, brother.
No, that's one thing we definitely appreciate here. We don't mind a difference of opinion, and we love having rational discourse and a rational and polite conversation with people, and I encourage that within our community and within our group here. So if you want to continue there, I'm not sure.
Oh no, you're good. I was going to say I could tell you all night about why atheism is wrong, but that's not going to achieve anything. You could tell me all night about why Christianity is wrong to you, but that doesn't achieve anything either. It's just like we got to find a common ground and work together as human beings. Mutual stake in each other's success as a recipe for a better world. I stole that from my friend Joe Carter on here. If you ever look him up, he's pretty cool. Joe Carter's awesome if you ever look him up. But he's kind of like he doesn't care. Like spiritualism always, he's so smart that he's just these really smart scientist guys that are just like they're agnostic at best, you could call them, and they're just like whatever. I know so much about science and philosophy and physics and quantum mechanics and stuff that none of that stuff is really that important to me. I'd rather focus on the stuff that makes the world tick, makes the universe tick. I think if we find a common response to that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I gotta say I'm almost a little jealous. I don't understand like how someone can go from not believing in God to believing, because you mentioned your story about you were in a motorcycle accident and you started blaming God, and that kind of spiraled into your atheism. And when I stopped believing in God, I felt like I was God's little angel on earth. I felt like I was his little baby. I had left my family. God was the only father that I had. I loved God. I spoke about God all the time. I was around other people who spoke about God all the time. And I absolutely loved God. I was not looking for a way out of Christianity by any freaking means. Matter of fact, I had known that there were such things as atheists in the world. I had never actually met an atheist. And I didn't believe that people could actually exist that didn't believe in God. How could you not believe in God? And so that one night it did kind of change for me, reading the story of Samson and putting everything together in the Bible, that just all the things that I was like, this can't be. Like any person who understands even remotely, I wasn't a huge scientific freak or anything like that. But just with any understanding, there's no way that a man went and tied 300 foxes' tails together and threw them into a city. The things they were just ridiculous, and I stopped believing, and I didn't want to. And a matter of fact, I started praying to a God that I no longer believed existed, praying that he would give me my faith back, praying that he would take me back, and I could be God's little angel on earth again. And I wanted it more than anything. I wanted to go back. But alas, I couldn't agree anymore that he existed, and moved on. So your story is kind of fascinating to me, that you can go from a point of not believing back to believe, when I wanted nothing but to believe, and then couldn't.
All right, awesome. We've got another person joined us here, Atheist Ranger. Glad to have a whole crowd here. I'll let Neo speak on what Allie addressed there, and then we'd like to let Atheist Ranger have a turn to speak here. Glad to have everybody. This is great. Go ahead, Neo.
I was saying, I never did believe, though, so there was no, like, believing and then not believing and then going back to believing. I wish I had what you had. You know what I'm saying? My wife is very different than me, as in she believes without having anything happen to her at all, or she just has blind faith, you could call it, but whatever, to certain atheists. But I mean, she just believes, and she's jealous of me. She's like, something happened to you, and I'm jealous that something happened to you that it didn't happen to me. I mean, hopefully that doesn't drive her towards atheism one day, but I'm not, making judgment. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is, there's a testimony attached to that. About 5 years ago, I became a Christian because I dislocated my knee. My doctor told me, hey, you finally did it. You're never going to walk again. You're going to be in a wheelchair for a long time, buddy. And then to their defiance, I started walking like 6 months later, and they were like, oh, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I think it was a miracle. And they're like, cool, here's your check, goodbye. And, so that's the way doctors work. And so to me, it's just my belief that I do believe. I prayed to God, and he took me out of the wheelchair, and all that crazy stuff that atheists don't believe. So, and I was amazed that, see, to me, it's so much of a personal testimony that that's what happened. I don't expect anybody else to believe it, but, it's that I started walking, and I didn't believe that could happen, and then again, I blamed it on God. I was like, oh, it's your fault that I'm walking. So that's if you think about it that way.
All right. So, real quick before we let Ranger jump in here, I just wanna ask, why you? Why you? Why did he answer your prayers and not 7.2 billion other people on this planet?
I don't know.
What makes you special?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's the question I ask myself every day. Why am I worthy?
All right, Ranger, what you got for us, man? You said you're a big fan. I'm glad to have a fan here. This is great.
Yes,
love having these discussions.
I've been watching you guys for a while. Again, I'm a huge fan. In fact, I've saved some of your hangouts because they were so good. To introduce myself, I am Atheist Ranger. I do make YouTube videos. I have my own hangouts, and as far as this conversation goes, I personally was never religious, although I used to be a deist until I was 16. And then I guess you can say I went the atheist route. But it's a good thing I have you here because I heard you talking about politics earlier. And I like seeing people's reaction to certain things. What is your reaction and the young lady's reaction to Tommy Lauren?
Oh, I have not seen any of Roaring stuff. You wanna fill me in on what he's got going on there? Because I've missed out on it. The young lady is Miss Allie. I know she. Sometimes I overpower her a little bit, and I hate to do that. She's so wonderful, and she's so bright and intelligent, and I hate that I overpower her. I get on a roll sometimes. So yeah, fill us in on what this man's thoughts are.
Tommy Lauren is a female. She is a blonde female, and she works for the Blaze. And I think her recent video was about millennials and Bernie supporters. And of course, she went on the whole conservative rant about how millennials are entitled, millennials are lazy, we just want free stuff. She's pretty much that kind of conservative.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't know she was a female, and I hope that if she does get around to watching this, which I doubt, like we're not big enough for that, but
No.
if she does happen to get around to this, let's say that I do apologize for not acknowledging her gender correctly there. I just didn't know her, and Tommy tends to be a more masculine name. However, the whole millennials are an entitled group of people. It's an asinine argument to me. It's an argument that's meant to be a straw man. That's something that, hey, let's focus on this instead of actually focusing on the issues. The fact is, millennials didn't cause the fucking recent recession. We didn't cause any of the problems that are going on in this country right now. They were caused by fucking baby boomers and Reagan lovers and Reaganomics lovers that support corporations over human beings. Um, and this isn't our fault. And the fact that you think we're entitled and we want free shit is just that's asinine too. Rory or Tommy or whoever. And I've read several Blaze articles that tend to follow along these lines. I think the Blaze is actually owned by Rush Limbaugh. I think that's one of
Glenn Beck.
Rush's.
Glenn
Is,
Beck.
is it Glenn Beck? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. I knew it was one of those asshats. But yeah. So yeah, the whole entitlement thing is just fucking ridiculous. I don't want free shit. I want my tax money to be spent on what my tax money is supposed to be spent on. And I was thinking about writing a blog about this, and I may go into writing a blog about this, but the United States of America is built on the principle that your tax money is not a tithe that you pay to the government in order to be a citizen of this fucking country. Your tax money is money that you pay into this government to actually be a oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk right now. It's an investment. It's an investment in this country, okay? And it's just like when you make an investment into, like, say, a hedge fund or anything of that nature. When you make an investment in something, you expect it to grow, and you invest in it because you believe in it, and you invest in it because you expect a fucking return, okay? And that's what your tax money is. It's an investment in this fucking country. So when I place an investment in this country, I expect a fucking return on it. I expect our infrastructure to be strong. I expect our economy to be strong. I expect my fucking tax dollars to go to support those fucking things which are going to do that. Now, what's going to do that? Educating our citizenry. That's going to fucking do that. So you want to talk about free college? It's not free. It's my tax dollars paying for my kids to be educated so that they can receive a great education and be wonderful citizens who are able to contribute to the betterment of this country. When we talk about my tax dollars, we talk about infrastructure, and it's an investment in making sure that the roads are fucking taken care of and the fucking dams and levees aren't going to fucking break the first time we have a torrential rain. That's what my tax money is supposed to be spent on. It's not supposed to be spent to fucking bail out Wall Street. It's not supposed to be spent to bail out the fucking car industry. It's not supposed to be spent to fucking cover the taxes that the corporations aren't fucking paying. That's not why I fucking pay taxes. I pay taxes so this country can be better. Not for me necessarily, but for my kids, for future fucking generations. It's an investment in this fucking country. And I better see a fucking return on my investment. I'm sick of fucking paying into it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it pisses me off when people call millennials entitled. When number one, like take the whole minimum wage thing. To me, it's not entitlement to act for a living wage for the work that you do. That's just fucking common sense. Okay? Anyway, everyone on this earth wants a living wage for the work they do. Okay, it's not entitlement to ask for affordable education like our parents had. Well, my parents didn't go to college, but point being, you know what I mean? That's just not entitlement. That's just
Well, and
fucking common sense, and it
that's
irks me.
what I want to touch in on here. If you want my opinion, if anyone is to say millennials are entitled, it's because we grew up being told that we were. We grew up being told that if we went to college, we would afford a home like our parents did. We'd be able to get a good job like our parents did. We'd be able to feed our children like our parents did. And they lied. And it was wrong. Because I went to college. I got my degree. And guess who cares about it? No one. No one but me. All right? And I see my friends struggling to make their way through college, working 2 jobs, not being able to afford childcare, not being able to afford rent in their fucking apartment where they have to bring in other people to live with them, roommates in an apartment, roommates, and you're working 2 jobs, and you still are racking up student loan debt? So if we feel we're entitled, it's because we were fucked. We were fucked because when we were growing up, we were told if we worked hard, it would show. And that was a lie. So if anyone wants to say that, fuck the previous generations for letting us believe that was the case. So yeah, whenever it comes to us wanting our tax money to go towards free college and us wanting our tax money to go towards healthcare, because I would prefer to go to the doctor and still afford to feed my family rather than not go to the doctor because I have to make a choice between, okay, are my kids going to eat this week or am I going to go see the doctor? Yeah, I want free healthcare. If that's what we have to get down to here, that's what I want. I want families in America to be able to have one income so that a mom or dad can stay home with their kids and they can watch their kids and they can raise their kids instead of paying strangers at some daycare half of what they earn to raise their kids for them. I want what I told I could have if I worked for it. And I worked for it, and I don't have it. And yes, that does make me angry.
Yeah, and you know, here's the other thing. I don't want free fucking healthcare. I don't want free fucking colleges. I want you to take the fucking 30% of my goddamn income that the fucking government is taking from me by force to use for whatever the fuck they want. I want them to use it for something that is going to benefit me and the rest of the citizens of this goddamn country. That's what I fucking want. I don't want anything that's free. It's not free. You've been taking my fucking money since I could work. You've been taking my money since I was 15 fucking years old and I got my first fucking job. That's how long you've been taking my fucking money. I'm 35, dude. You've been taking my money for 20 years. And what have you been doing with it? Giving it to corporations? Making sure that people like Donald Trump don't have to pay their fucking taxes?
That's
Fuck
exactly
you.
our point. When Casper and I, we have kids, you know, we want to see our tax money sending our kids to college, not war. Okay, I want to see our tax money go towards helping we are first country. We're a top nation, and we have the top number of children in poverty. We have kids in this country who only get to eat when they go to school. Okay, and we're not putting our tax money towards that. So when I sit here and I say free, forgive me, I don't mean free. I want my tax money to go towards things that benefit the people in this fucking country and not everybody else's agenda. And that's why that's why Casper and I are the way we are, and our stands for Bernie or Bust. Because I don't care if Hillary is the lesser of 2 evils. To me, she's still evil. And I don't care. Tell me to eat a fish sandwich or tell me to eat a piss ice cream cone. I don't want either. I don't want either. I'm not going to choose either. They both suck. They're both disgusting. They're both going to do terrible things. They're not going to keep me or the poor children of this country in mind at all. So fuck them both. Bernie or bust.
Amen.
You know, when I think about this whole fucking situation, I'm reminded of one of the last episodes of The Walking Dead. And I know a lot of our fans are probably Walking Dead fans, and I'm sure you remember the fucking episode. And this cunt comes up on fucking Daryl and Sasha and them, and tells them, hey, if you gotta eat shit, bite, chew, swallow, repeat. And Daryl busts out with a fucking bazooka and blows them all to shit. And what's the response? Eat that. Eat that. That's where I'm at right now. You eat that. That's what you fucking brought on yourself. Did nobody have to go there? But you brought that on yourself, so you eat that. And that's what we're gonna get under Donald Trump. That's what we're gonna fucking get. A bunch of people having to eat shit that they don't even think they're gonna be eating shit. All the Donald Trump supporters out there, you're gonna be the ones eating more shit than any of us. I'm a middle class fucking white dude. Do you honestly think I'm gonna be eating that much shit? I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not gonna fucking suffer that much. But all these poor ass motherfuckers out there that support Donald Trump, yeah, you're gonna be eating a lot of shit, dude. His shit.
And we'll be the ones saying we told you so, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And been telling you from the fucking beginning. It's not a new thing. This didn't just start right now because Hillary's supposedly fucking winning the goddamn convention. That's not when it fucking started. And that's the thing that pisses me off. People act like, oh, well, the Bernie or Busters, that's a new fucking thing. Fuck no. We've been saying that from the goddamn beginning. I'm not supporting the Democratic Party. I'm supporting this fucking candidate. You can either put him in and we can win, or you can fucking not and we can lose. That's your fucking choice. You choose. And they're choosing. That's cool. Make your fucking choice, man. You fucking live with it. Oh, it seems like Neo actually kind of agrees with us. You said you're a Ron Paul supporter. I'm curious about the libertarian standpoint. I've often wondered.
Myself as a libertarian, though. I mean, it's just like I like Ron Paul's ideals. I mean, I wouldn't vote for him though, because here's the problem. Once you create a system shock like that, the system shuts down. You cannot shock the country like that financially. It will shut down. You're going to have another financial crash. You're going to have everything's going to go haywire. And trust me, it ain't going to be good for anybody except for other countries. That's the problem. And even the same problem exists with Trump too. So I mean, because he's going to system shock, and that's the problem. Everybody wants this country to change. You remember Obama? Change, yeah. That change never really happened. I mean, it kind of happened, but not the change he was talking about. The change that he was talking about is still to come, and there's going to be a major change. And the change that we're going to see has already been happening. We've lost being the technological masters of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So. China, Japan, I mean Israel, all these other countries, they've got so much in education now that we've lost out. I mean, we're literally behind them. We've always said that we've been behind Japan for a long time. Their kids are way smarter than we are. Trust me. So well, yeah, go ahead.
I know that Ron Paul isn't necessarily a libertarian, but he does hold to a lot of libertarian ideals. And what confuses me about the libertarian standpoint is the idea that, okay, let's deregulate everything. Let's let the freedom of people take control. Let's let the free market fucking take hold, and every man that wants to succeed can succeed. And we're seeing that right now. Like, we're actually living under that right now. That's what happened.
The free market is what drives corporatism and America. Unfortunately, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, and I don't necessarily agree with corporatism. I'm not one of the ones that agrees with capitalism or the idea of the corporate free market. We're living under a libertarian utopia right now, and people, especially the libertarians themselves, don't understand that. We've been deregulating the shit out of everything. We've been giving the corporations free reign. And what happens when you tell one man, hey, you can succeed as much as you're able to succeed, and we're taking all the fucking stop points out of the fucking system? So you just go out there and you succeed as much as you possibly can. And if that's off the backs of others, if that's off the hard work of others, then so be it. And what we see is when that happens, then we get to the point where we're walking into a fucking Mad Max society where a couple motherfuckers have all the power and the rest of us are sitting here going, "Hey man, can we get a drink of water?" You know, that's where we're headed.
I just have the view that this is what made, this is what drove America for the last whatever years, you know what I'm saying, is we're kind of lying to the world and lying to ourselves. We're kind of like the macho guy in the gym that's like, yeah, I'm all poked up, but you're really doing steroids and whatever, and you're not telling everybody what's really going on underneath all that crap. You're just like a fake guy with calf implants or something. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, you're not really legit. You're making yourself look like you're legit, but kind of like the mafia and the mob and whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're really not legit. You know, it's kind of like that to me when we present ourselves to the rest of the world. We're like, hey, our numbers are correct. Stalin did the same thing. Well, actually, people couldn't ever make the numbers that Stalin set, so they faked the numbers to make it look like they actually did the work that they did. So, you know, it's kind of like, I think we're faking a lot of things. America's like the biggest, fakest country. Like, we're like sitting here like, hey, we've got all this great stuff, and we're the awesome technology, but we're really, we're losing money quickly. We're hemorrhaging money. You know what I'm saying? They're just, like, out of the banks, out of everywhere you look. We're selling every part of America off to a different country just so we can survive. We're like the drug dealer who finally lost out. Now you got to sell all your stuff.
No, I can definitely agree with that. I think Ranger had something he wanted to add, and then I'd like to get Allie in here and see what she has to say about it.
No, I didn't have anything to add, really. Yeah, you guys made my points.
What, you want to add something, Allie? You want to jump in here, honey?
You're gonna piss people off, Casper. No, not on that topic. Pretty much I agree with that.
Yeah,
I mean, damn politicians. It's all about politicians. I mean, everybody's like, yay, my favorite politician. They start dancing and doing this crazy. It's like, who are you, bro? I used to know you a month ago before the primaries came up. You know? Then your friend is no longer your friend. You're like, what happened, dude? I thought we were cool with each other, but all of a sudden politics happened. And that's what happens.
Oh, man, yeah, that happened. So I was on Casper's Facebook wall, and I just made this innocent comment saying that Hillary was a liar. Okay, you can't dispute that. She's clearly a liar. I had great examples on what makes her a liar. This guy loses his shit. I mean, he goes fucking insane, and he's like, you can't call her a liar because the majority of the things she says is true, and it's been documented, the majority. I'm like, okay, well, even a parrot can repeat what it's told. I don't give a fuck if her information she spews out over and over and over is the most accurate compared to any other candidate. That means nothing to me. She's a liar in general. She lies about how she gets her campaign money. She, constantly switches whenever, something Bertie said is popular. I agree with that too. That's dishonest. She's a dishonest person, and I don't like it. He's like, have you ever lied? Have you ever lied once? Have you ever even lied once? You're a liar. You can't call her a liar. You're a liar. I'm like, I can be the biggest liar in the entire world. And my statement that Hillary is a liar is still absolutely correct. And, I mean, he loses his mind. So it's like when you see these people who normally on a normal everyday to-day kind of situation, we'd get along with fine. And then you bring up one thing, one word, one thing about politics, and boom, like your head is being gnawed like a mule eating an onion. It's just, it's terrible. Terrible.
It's like they're the ultimate ass kissers to each other, even though they really hate each other. Like, you know how Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, and Robert Palmer, I think, or what's his name, Arnold Palmer, used to hate each other on the field. They have pictures of each other hanging up in each other's houses. It's all a joke. I mean, they do it on purpose on the field to make money. So.
Yeah, that reminds me of the tennis players, John McEnroe and fucking I can't remember the other guy's name, but yeah, they had a big on the field rivalry, and of course when you come up against each other, on the court, yeah, you're enemies. You're at each other's throats. That's what you're supposed to be. It's the same way with football, baseball players, anything, and of course it's that way with politics. When your candidate is on top, then of course you're sitting in high cotton and you're fucking, you're telling everybody, hey, here's the dick, you can suck it. I guess that's the benefit of being on the high side. Here's the thing for me, and here's where my actual atheist viewpoints tie into all of this. I used to be a terrible, terrible fucking person. I freely admit that. I admit that to everyone. People that know my past know where I was in life. I was involved in a white supremacy group. I was a hateful, racist piece of shit. Homophobic, just across the board. And I justified a lot of that shit with my religious views. Whether that's right or wrong, of course, anybody can dispute that. You interpret the doctrine the way that fits with your viewpoints, and I'll never be one to deny that. That's how people work. That's how people do. The thing with becoming an atheist and admitting to myself that I'm an atheist is that I had to admit to myself that if I'm going to hold to a viewpoint, if I'm going to hold to a stance, I have to back it with a logical, rational train of thought that I can back up with factual information, and I can say, this is factually true, and because of that, I believe that this, that, and the other is factually true. And when I saw that I couldn't support my white supremacist fucking views and my fucking homophobic views through logic and reason, then those views had to go by the wayside. And another view that went by the wayside is the idea that I should do better than other people on this fucking planet. I came to an understanding that I truly believe that if you do better, no matter how bad you're doing in life, if I can help you do better, that's going to help me, and I'm going to do better. So every person out there that's suffering, every person that's on welfare, every person that needs a fucking handout, every homeless person out there, if there's any way possible that I can help you do better, that's going to help me do better. Because when you do better, you're able to contribute more, and we're all able to do better. So how can I help you? And that's why I stand behind Bernie. That's why I stand behind the socialist ideas of a man like Bernie. I support those ideas because I truly support the idea that if I help my fellow man do better, if there's no longer homelessness and poverty and fucking children going without food in this country, then this whole country does better. I do better, you do better, everyone does better. And I truly believe that starts with educating people. Let's improve the education system. Let's get people educated so that they can contribute more, so that they can have more, so that they can do more, so that they can put back in for everyone. If we all come together under the understanding that me helping you isn't necessarily about you, it's about me. I want to do better. And in order for me to do better, you've got to do better. And the only way you can do better is if I help you because I'm able to. And once you're able to, you help the next motherfucker. And if we keep doing that, we will all do better. I truly believe that. Can I prove it? No. I take it on faith.
An example would be you and me building a channel together. atheist Christian channel. This guy does this, guy does that. They have opposite opinions. Blah 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 blah. You know, that kind of craziness. And then people will watch it. You know, gain some money. Maybe, who knows? Who cares? You know, it's like even people that believe different shit can still get along and do similar things that help everybody out. As if somebody's going to watch the show or a show like that and understand better than they did before between two people that can mutually have a better stake in each other's success for a better world, all this stuff. So, like you're saying, we should all just get along, and then that guy got shot halfway between his sentence, and I'm the guy who shot him. Why don't we all just get along? Pow! Everybody does that. They're just like, shut up! Nobody's going to get along. That's what they do.
All right, Ranger. Let's have some final thoughts from Ranger, and then we'll get some final thoughts from Allie, and we'll close it out. We're approaching our hour, and I don't want to drive anybody too late, but I'm so glad that you guys joined us tonight. Let's what would you like to offer there, Ranger?
Final thoughts is that sorry, I'm a little tired. My final thoughts is, one, thanks for having me. I'm a big fan, and I'll always be a big fan. You both make a lot of good points, and most of the time you just took the words right out of my mouth. But as far as all this political stuff goes, all I can say is that, you know what, until the political system fixes itself, or we fix it, I'm always going to vote Bernie, or people like Bernie in. And also on that note, I am so happy that Debbie Waterman Schultz is finally getting out as head of the DNC. So happy about that.
What would you like to offer for us, Allie?
Yeah, thank you both for being here. Thank you so much. It's towards the end where I'm normally extra giggly and drunk. My final thoughts are rarely anything worth listening to, so I'm going to go out on a bang and just say thank you very much for joining our show and being active with us. And find us on Facebook. Let's be friends.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up as I normally do. I'm gonna do a quick shot for everybody, and here's a cheers to all those who play the Devils in God's Country game. I know that it fucking exists. I've seen some people out there commenting on that. How many times can Casper say the word fuck in an entire episode? I think if you've been taking a shot for every fuck I've said, you're probably wasted by now. So that's awesome. Keep playing the game because it's fun. So here's to you. Oh my God. It's good stuff. Here's my final thought. Politics, religion, all of this crazy shit that we deal with here on this show, it can be a divisive force that separates us. And the last thing that we need as a species, as the human race, is more shit to divide us. I would encourage anyone who watches this show, anyone who listens to anything I have to say, or Allie has to say, or any of our guests, think about it. Give it some thought. Mow it over a bit. And form a cohesive argument against it. Give me some rational, logical thought and some rational, logical reasons why I'm wrong. Present that to me. We'll have a discussion, man. We'll have a good time. We'll discuss it. And, maybe we'll find a place somewhere in the middle where we can meet. I don't want to demonize you. I don't want to demean you. I don't want to be angry at you. But when you walk your 12 kids into fucking Target and start screaming Bible passages about fucking Satan raping kids in your bathroom, I'm gonna demean you. I'm going to lose my shit with you because I'm done with it, man. I can't keep dealing with the insanity. We don't have to be like that. We don't. You don't agree with Target? Fucking cool. Stay the fuck out of Target, man. That's cool. That's your fucking right. Just stay the fuck out of Target. Like, keep your Bible and everything the fuck out of Target. It's cool. You can believe what you believe, but stop telling me that I have to agree with you, because I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to find you fucking picketing in front of Target, and I'm going to drop trowel and piss on you in front of Target because you're the bathroom now. Like, that's where I should be pissing, because you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking turd. You need to be flushed. Like, I'm just tired of it, and I don't want to fucking fight with you. I don't want to argue with you, but just chill the fuck out. Find a way to work towards human beings being better human beings, and all of us having a better fucking life. Like, that's the end game, dude. That's the end fucking game. If we can all get there, you can believe whatever the fuck you want. I can believe whatever the fuck I want. We don't have to fucking argue. If we can just get there. You keep putting up fucking roadblocks, I'm going to start pissing on them. I'm going to keep pissing on them. I'm not going to keep fucking doing this. Find a way to fucking meet me in the middle. I'll find a way to meet you. I honestly will. I will find a way to meet you. But it's going to take a minute, because I'm still fucking angry. I'm still angry at you and this fundamentalist bullshit. Fucking let it go. Just fucking let it go. And stop letting that inform your fucking voting ideas. God damn it. If it wasn't fucking Trump, it'd be Cruz. Do you realize how fucking insane that is? My fucking God. So there's a fucking final thought. I'm tired of losing my shit, dude. I just want to fucking calm down and be cool with you fucking people. Please, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. This has been another episode of Devils in God's Country. I've been one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. This has been my lovely, wonderful co-host, Miss Allie Jackson. We have had two wonderful guests join us tonight. So happy to have guests join us tonight. It was so great to have an open mic and have some different viewpoints and some different ideas being here. And we've had some great discussions. So I want to thank Atheist Ranger and Neo Cloud for joining us tonight. We appreciate your presence here, and we would love to have you guys on the show again in the future. We'll work out some more open mic nights or some nights where we just invite you guys in as our guest speakers. Love to have some diversity and some thought here. As always, the thoughts and opinions of everyone here do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and opinions of all members of Atheist Republic. We have over 300 members, and we cannot possibly speak for all of these people. So please, if you have a problem with anything that we've said here, direct it to us. Visit our Facebook page, Devils in God's Country. Post your comments below on the YouTube video or on Google+. Don't direct it to Atheist Republic. Man, I get so tired of people fucking sending us messages at Atheist Republic bitching about this show. It's not everybody's opinion from AR. Trust me. Like, there are people who think I'm an absolute piece of shit. Believe me on that. So,
they will now.
Yeah. Please direct them to us. This is not necessarily their viewpoints. If you love what Atheist Republic does, and we are trying very hard to build an atheist community online and to help other atheists throughout the world who feel threatened, who feel abandoned, who feel unable to find a community. We want to build a community for those people, and that is our main goal as an organization. And if you appreciate what we do, if you appreciate us trying to build that community, please visit atheistrepublic.com and support us in any way possible. If you want to write blogs, if you want to support us monetarily, not a tithing situation. Trust me, if you don't fucking send us money, we're not going to be like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. If you have $1 or $2 to spend, we would fucking love to have it. We are a nonprofit organization, and it does take a little bit of money to get, to get the things that we do done. I appreciate everyone who watches the show. Whether you watch it posthumously or whether you watch the show while it's live, we had a lot of viewers tonight. Really, really happy about that. Thanks for all the viewers tonight. We appreciate the people who do watch the show, and please keep watching. We'll be back in 1 week from today on next Monday, same time, same station. Keep watching. We'll keep doing what we do. You have a good night.